Welcome to Trayer Wilderness. It's been a couple days and I apologize, but we took some great rest. We got some great rest. And you can see there's never a shortage of that with these three. They're resting and enjoying the warmth of the cabin. So we had the boys here till Sunday, which was absolutely amazing. It's kind of funny. It took 2 days to settle into that for at least for me. We're so used to being by ourselves and not socializing to such a degree. And I felt like it took me 2 days to like settle into that. And then the mountain boy and I had such amazing conversations on Saturday and Sunday and just got to enjoy ourselves. And Mountain Ben and the mountain man were out running around. So they got to spend time together too. So it was just, I felt so full yesterday. I just felt so filled up and filled with the Holy Spirit and just content and happy and peaceful. It felt so good. And we went from resting to jamming. I was working on our classes all day yesterday and I was on such a good roll. I just never took a break to visit with you guys yesterday. And the mountain man was busy getting that all straightened out. And today he is putting the venting in. We were finally blessed with weather that he's able to do that. We've had decent weather, but we've had snow squalls and rainstorms in the midst of the nice days. So it just made it hard to get up and start cutting holes in the house. So today, as you can see, he's venturing up there right now, and you'll probably hear him sawing in just a few minutes. He's cutting holes in for the venting. So the upstairs rainforest had a lot of variables. For one, the pitch of the roof. Normally we do an 8-12 pitch on our structures because out here we get a good bit of snow, and it just enables the snow to not stay on the roof and just slide off. In this situation, that wasn't an option. And then we also normally use different insulation, and we normally have our venting in right away. But because of the rush of things and getting in here, the venting did not go in first. So it's just how it was. And we also learned that the bubble foil was not really a good use in that application, at least not the way we used it. So, you learn things from every experience in life, and that's what we got to remember. I see you guys joining me. Hey, Carol. Yay, you're early. So glad to see you guys. Yes, I am early, and that way it's not midnight for you. What time is it there? Carol's from the UK. And hey, Miss Shelley. Good morning. At work, so may not be here long. Okay, well, and I don't plan to be on here long, but last time it was like 40-some minutes out by the fire, so I enjoy catching up with you guys. I do need to move it along here. Okay, 7:19 p.m. Okay. What time? I don't even know what time it is. 11:19 it is. Okay. So I'll have to remember that and try to record that in the brain, because I don't want you up at midnight waiting for me to go live. That's just a crime, unless that's what you enjoy doing. But I want to show you guys a little something real quick in here, and I've got water boiling out in the mess tent to wash dishes, so I'll head out there in a little bit too. But leftovers are so good. Look at this broth, guys. It is thick and amazing. I'm gonna cook the bones down again and just get all the meat off the bones when I come back in here. And Miss Deb blessed me with peppers and also with red beets and squash, all kinds of goodies. I was so excited. Fresh garden stuff. So peppers are gonna get cut up and go into the soup. I have leftover rice. I'm gonna add some Thrive Life kale and peppers, celery, onions into this, and just have soup for supper tonight. Last night we had deer heart and rice. So I am gonna venture us out there because I don't want my water to boil over. Ooh, I wanna show you one more thing. Remember how I said I was gonna turn a really neat heart piece into a clock? Well, I wanna show you this. Let me spin it around here quick so you can see it. A dear friend of mine, Andrea, gifted me with this. It hangs on the wall, and it's just amazing. It's just little pieces of wood all put together in the heart in the center. And in the back, I just need to cut that center that center piece of wood down just a little bit so I can get the mechanism in there. And I'm gonna drill my hole in the center of this and get my clock in there. So that's what I am going to do today. So I'm real excited about that because it's nice to have that on the wall because I enjoy it. It is something that I'm very fond of. And by making it a clock, I can make it part of our walls. Otherwise, I don't have enough room for everything, and that's one of my favorites. So that's what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna turn it into a clock. So I love doing that kind of stuff. And this is something else I enjoy doing. I found this in the woods, just like this. Is that not cool? And then I just added the pine cones in there. But I love that stuff. I love, love, love that stuff. And I'm so thankful for my man and all he does. He's such a hard worker. So I need to venture out here because my water's going to start boiling over. I don't think I need anything else in here, but it's cozy. I'll just do the quick run around here for those that haven't seen it. It's tiny, but I'm starting to get the Mountain Man's things incorporated into here. And it's quick and it's easy and it's fast to turn around in here. This will be my sink area and a cabinet and the countertop going all the way across the washing machine to utilize all that space. And my shelving will go in here all the way up to the wall. There's my coffee grinder, my antique coffee grinder, and my jelly cupboard made it in the house. So this will go away. He'll build a table that flips up. So it's just gonna be cozy. It was very full of this weekend. Very, very full of love. So I'm gonna take you out here. Look at that view. Is that not amazing? Oh gosh, I love it. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna get doused with sawdust. Can you give me 2 seconds? Thank you. I love you. Okay, so spin this around. You can see he's busy up there cutting his holes in. And then all those holes behind him, it's where the venting will go into place. And then we're planning on working on getting the solar hooked up to the house. That way we don't have to run the generator for anything in the house unless we wash, which will soon be coming when we have water. But it's all in good time, all as we can. And bear with me, I'm going through the plastic doors. All right, let me see if I have light out here. I don't remember if the light is still charged. Yep, we've got light. Okay, so now this is my dishwashing. I kept the dirty dishes piled right there so I can get my good clean water. My kettle's getting a workout. It's getting all black from being on this stove, but I love that kettle. That kettle is so great to make my immune boosting tea, but it has been awesome for showers and washing dishes and all kinds of stuff. And then for right now, what I do is I just utilize this basin with the hot water. I use my buckets to rinse there, or my jugs to rinse. And this is my dishwashing station. That fixture will soon go on in the kitchen, in the house, so we'll be all hooked up and be able to get dishes done in the house. But right now, this is what I get to do, and it's all good. It's just part of the process. When you do something like this, you can't get it all done overnight when it's just two of you working on things. So I'm gonna try to get this in here. Hang on 1 second. There we go, so I can continue chatting with you guys while I do this. Putting this tripod in the sink, in the dry side. There we go. This utility sink has been an amazing piece of equipment for us. My tripod is broken. There we go. Okay. It has just been so helpful in our house, even in that we could can and butcher and have such a big sink. So I'm very excited to have this setup and to keep working with this setup, and then possibly this sink will not get lost or thrown away. We'll be repurposing it in another structure. We do intend to have a butcher shop down the road, but the first thing we're building is the bathhouse. So that is coming soon, and we will be butchering before too terrible long because we've got our meat hanging on the meat pole. So excited about that. Like I said, we had heart last night. Do any of you guys eat heart from venison, cows, elk, anything? We also eat the heart and the liver and the gizzard from the turkey. Really, really good meats. Let me see here. Shelly says, awesome repurpose. Carol says, I love it. Carol says, I think you guys have done an amazing job. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am so tickled. It just feels so, so good to me to sit in the house and know that I played such a huge role in that. That was just very, very huge for me to be able to do that with not being able to do that a year ago. So it was just means so much to me, and it's so cozy, it's so comforting. And as we get things into place, it's starting to declutter and really take shape. It was funny this weekend just having everybody in there. I mean, it was like standing room only, and just be careful how you move. The dogs were spread, but it was so much fun. And you know what? That's the point of a home, is not for it to be pristine and unlived in. It's to be lived in and loved. So I was perfectly happy with it. I'd like to ask you guys to say some prayers for the mountain boy. He's working very hard to find a job right now. He had to cancel his appointment at Amazon because he didn't have his birth certificate and social security card with him up there. And that's really weird. Oh, sorry. I just noticed it looked like a blue light up at the corner of the plastic, and it's the tarp. There's a hole in the plastic, and it was the tarp shining through, but I was like, what in the world is that blue light? Anyway, but he's trying to find work. So now he's back and waiting for the openings and trying to keep up with their phone calling and the openings being listed. So he's trying to get work there or at Walmart. And Walmart to him is only like a 2-mile drive, so that would be really fantastic for him. So keep him in your prayers. Please keep Pat Kenny in your prayers also. He is in Seattle right now. They found that all the pain he was dealing with in his jaw was actually a terrible infection, and bad enough that they flighted him to Seattle for care. So please keep him in your prayers, and just keep him in your prayers for his good spirits. I know that this is getting really hard on him. So, and he holds a dear spot in my heart. So if you could pray for him. And Carol, how are things going in your community? I know that things were really rough there for a while, and I don't believe they found the last body for the fisherman. But we continue to pray for you guys. So that's just such a terrible thing, such a terrible time of year. So, but it's terrible regardless. Thank you very much, Carol. We appreciate your prayers as well for these folks. And yes, it should be lived in. A house needs to be lived in. And you need to, I don't know, there was just so much comfort in being able to share it with our nearest and dearest too. So it's pretty cool. Today's topic was about learning to rest. How many of you take a break? How many of you take a day of rest every week? You know, we talked about it as we were doing our video series and as we were progressing on the build, and there were some Sundays that we worked through and viewed our workload as our oxen, as God talks about in the Bible. But there is something very valuable to that day of rest. And we went like 3 Sundays in a row. I mean, we just were working straight through, trying to get under a roof. I mean, we got in the house and didn't even have a door for over a week with just a Tyvek and the black plastic. So, you know, who would think that a door would be such an amazing gift, right? But it was. It was such a pain in the neck going through the plastic. And it was not, you know, there's a lot of air escaping despite our efforts to keep it tight. But that was, you know, for one, that's a simple pleasure. The other thing is the importance of that day of rest and what kind of renewal that will actually give you. I keep checking my water just to make sure it's not boiling over. But I want to encourage you guys. You know, so often, I mean, so much for most of my life, I spent the day at church. But when I'd get home, I didn't value that day of rest or understand the benefits of that day of rest. And that day of rest is just so incredibly renewing. And that's why I felt the way I did yesterday. Just so filled up and so full of peace and comfort and renewed. And you know, sometimes we can't always do that. Sometimes our jobs require us to work on Sundays, but if you can take a day of rest and devote it to God and your renewal, you know, when we seek him, that's renewing in and of itself. That relationship with God is what gives us the renewal. But he knew that we would need that day of rest. And I just want to encourage you guys, because, you know, that was rough for us, because we do take our day of rest very seriously, because we know the benefits of it. And also, you know, we were feeling that lack of rest, as well as that lack of communion with him. And even though we take time daily, that day is really important. So I just want to encourage that. And I want to encourage you, if you're embarking on something like this, you do have the importance of getting in and out of the weather. But when you have the ability to take rest, take it. Don't kill yourself. That's what causes most people to fail, and most people to stop and not finish tasks they've started. And they don't realize how close they are to the finish line when they make that decision. But you've got to rest. You've got to get renewal. You've got to clear your head. When you get renewal, you are able to think so much clearer and see things so much clearer. You know, sometimes in the heat of the build, when things would get really nitty gritty and we were really pushing hard, sometimes what happens is you end up getting in your own way. You know, things get tough and you keep pushing forward, but you don't realize that you're causing some of the struggles you're experiencing because you're just not in the right mindset. So learn to rest, learn to pause, learn to walk away and clear your head and go back. And I'm not sharing this just because I'm talking about a day of rest and God's day, but in these times when you're working on big projects, you got to have enough sense to see and the clarity to realize that it's time for a break. And that will help you be successful. This isn't our first rodeo. We've been experiencing stuff like this for the last 10 years with building our first homestead and building additional things and embracing different things. We embrace new dreams all the time, and in doing so, you have this process you go through when you're working on big projects. So being it's not our first rodeo, that's why throughout these days I've been sharing tidbits and sharing our experiences and sharing things that will help you better enjoy your experience of living off the grid, homesteading, or anything else that you put your mind to, even crafting, anything you learn that's new that becomes overwhelming. That's when you need to just take a break. Walk away. Don't walk away permanently, but just step away for a little bit. Clear your head and then go back, and you'll be able to enjoy the process so much more. So let me see here. Shelly says, I really try to take a day off, but sometimes it is hard with so much to do. If I can't, I try to take the afternoon off. And that's huge. Just knowing that you need that time and that you're working towards that. I mean, for us, we had like a huge shift in everything once I got sick. And I started really focusing on self-care, on on seeking God, on spending my time with God, and not worrying that my time with God was going to interfere with everything else. When you spend time with God, everything else gets done because He renews us and enables us. So there is importance to that, and I know you try hard. I know you try so hard, and that's the key thing. You know, when you're working a full-time job and you're working on Sundays, it is very, very hard. If you're raising a young family, it's hard to find that kind of time. So that was really good that you shared that, Shelly, because that's the key thing. And you guys have heard me say it before. Take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, take 15 minutes, take a half an hour, whatever you can allot yourself, but start making it a habit. The more you make that a habit, the more ingrained it will be, the better you will be, because you will feel that renewal and you will just have more joy in your life, I promise you. Carol says Rob's still not found. Memorials have been done for Rob and Adam on the and Adams is on the 5th. Okay, well, we will be praying. That is just so sad to me. That really touches my heart with that situation. Carol says all around the country, fishing communities have been amazing. Our local people have raised nearly $40,000 for the families so far. It's been so amazing. Oh, that is so, so awesome. So, so awesome. Carol says, Shelley Passmore, we have a huge family in Brixham called the Passmores. Oh, isn't that interesting? So we will continue to pray, but isn't it amazing how God's people come together? It's, you know, when you look at the world the way it is right now, it's really easy to lose hope, especially when all the rioting was going on and all the chaos and defacing of everything and just the stupidity. But there are still good people in this world. There is still a lot of good happening, and the more we make that good happen, the more good there will be. I'm encouraging the boy right now to get out while he's looking for work and waiting for a job to open up. I've been encouraging to get out and serve. There's a lot of homeless in Spokane, Washington, and in the surrounding area there, and I know there's a lot of missions, and I know it would do him good in a lot of ways to experience that. We've done some things in the past, but I know that would be really good for him, and just serving others and being a light and shining through this time. So it's really awesome to see people come together. So don't lose hope and faith in this world, despite what we see in the media. Oh, I just saw my breath. Thank goodness I got the wool going on. I'm actually very comfortable out here, but it's funny because I come out of the house that's like steamy, and then I'm outside and it just feels good. And the man says about starting a fire. Our canvas blew up at the roof there, and he said not to start a fire. And I'm like, I don't plan to be out there that long. When I wash dishes, I don't want to waste the firewood because this feels good to me. It's actually comfortable. Okay, so let me see. The Passmore family is from Wales, I believe. Oh, that's so cool. Carol, if it's not too personal of me to ask, what is your age, or even just a ballpark? I'm just curious. We have such a unique group of people, and I was just curious. A lot of our ladies here are all around the same age, from like 50 to 70. Okay, all right, awesome. Thank you for sharing. I'm asking all these personal things. But I just want to encourage you guys, keep moving forward. You know, we've got a lot of things to do. It can be overwhelming because now we're down to the little stuff. And I said to him this morning, it kind of stinks because I know enough to be dangerous. I know how to set the solar up, but I don't know where to drill the holes in the house or where to attach the internet equipment on the house where he wants to attach it. So till I ask him all those questions and go through all that, it's just as easy for him to do it. So I'm paying bills, setting up our classes, washing dishes, keeping the house, making soup, doing all that kind of stuff while he's doing the little odds and ends stuff. So, and then when he needs me, you know, I wanted to hold the ladder. He said he didn't need that. So we just keep going. We meet in the middle. When each other needs help, we help each other. But the big thing was getting the walls up and getting the roof on and doing that together. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have traded that opportunity for anything. So I want you to stay tuned. I might actually jump on here again today because my classes are this close to being set up. But I didn't want to wait to go live until everything was set up because I have some more work to do. I just wanted to get on and visit with you guys while I was doing things in the house and while I'm going to do dishes. So I just want to encourage you to take time and rest. When you get overwhelmed by a project you're working on or something new you're learning, don't give up and don't quit. Just take a break and value your day of rest each week. If you are a Christian or a Jesus lover, that day is recorded for us as mandatory. And there's reason behind it. And where you fit it in your schedule, that's up to you. Because if you are honoring God and choosing another day and making that your Sabbath just so that you don't lose it throughout the week, and even if, like with Shelley, she takes an afternoon, We need that day of rest, guys. It is renewing, it is comforting, and the relationship with him is better than anything in this world, I promise you. And I just want to encourage you to tighten that relationship. And my announcement later will be our Trader Wilderness Bible Study Book Club, where we will do Bible study, but also go through some books that I feel we need to touch on. There are things that we all seem to go through just at different times, and there's different areas that cause us to get stuck in life. And I want to nurture you guys. I was stuck. I'm not stuck anymore. And I'm nurtured with my relationship with him, and I want to inspire you guys and encourage you guys to do that, but also to come together as a community. Our community is so wholesome, and I praise you guys. It's just awesome to see how you love on each other, how we are forming such a tight bond through this Trader Wilderness community. And you know, I might be the one behind the screen, but you guys play such a huge role in this, and you're just as renewing and inspiring to me. So let's keep continuing this. Carol says, you're welcome. You can ask anything. It's fine. The best part is getting to know you guys. You know, it's like you guys know all about us, but we only know names for so much of the time. And it's like I'm hungry to know you guys too, because we all have something to bring to the table. God made us each unique and having something to offer, and I want to draw that out in each of you too. It's so nice to be able to enjoy you guys too, Carol. Time to read Luke again. Yep, it is time to read Luke again. And I love my study Bible because of all the cross-referencing that you can do. It just is, I actually love reading my Bible. I can't say that I agreed with myself on that at a younger age. The these and the thous were very difficult for me, and I just got lost. Where now with the Bible app and Bible.com and being able to experience the different versions and find what's right, it just has made it pop and totally resonate with me. Plus, I don't know if any of you have noticed it, but when you're reading the Bible, God does guide us through it, and he does make things clear that maybe we read before and didn't get, but we get now. It's his timing. Gotta think of it that way. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too long, and I hope to see you later today, but if not, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. I'm thankful for you all, and I am so grateful to be able to share these experiences with you. And if you guys have experiences and things you want to share, don't ever hesitate to leave them in the comments. If you have questions, leave them in the comments, as well as your praises and your prayer needs, because we have so much to be thankful for. I could just stand here for hours and just tell you all things I'm thankful for. But today, I'm thankful for God leading my family. I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for you. So you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. God bless.